Hello. Hello, hello. What a battle. Yeah. Was gonna I gotta turn on some kind of monarchy. Give me a sec. There we go. That should do it. Yeah, I had a... That was the longest, definitely. I am Glickman. That was definitely, yeah, a 3-hour intro. Well, that's one way you can do a 24-hour stream. Not that I'm doing one today, but yeah. I had some technical issues. I had an upload, or more or less, let's say, frame dropping of 65%. Okay, I don't know how long we're going to be there, Slice, but happy shopping, and yeah, happy shopping. Catch you maybe later, otherwise next time, whenever that will be. Yeah, had technical issues with the network cable, it turned out to be. I mean, how to think it's a network cable, yeah? I mean, everything works perfect, you got a perfect download and everything, you think everything's set up, but then you go live and you have like an upload of 1 megabit. It's not quite enough to do all this. And yeah, well, I'm persistent, so we did find it out. I tried just simply unplugging it, so I'm going wireless right now. Let's hope it stays stable. We'll see. Also trying out the new mic. If I'm going puberty again, we'll see. Yeah, I'm seeing I'm getting reconnects to the chat room, so let's see what that means. I hope I'm not getting too many disconnects. Might actually have to catch me a new, get me a new RJ45 cable. See if that was an issue or if it is a root or whatever it was. But it was a cable issue in the end. Now it looks like we're pretty much live. The frame dropping is at 0%, and it's a perfect transfer rate. Looks all good now. So yeah, everybody that left out of boredom, please come back. Anyways, what I was going to actually do today, since I'm off also this weekend, I was going to do a surprise stream today to continue with the Foundry. We started last time with an initial setup. I was going to enhance that a bit. Thinking about that, I had a bit of a setup prepared. I don't know if I still got that somewhere. I'm going to have to look that up again. In the meantime, let me know if the sound's good. Like I said, I got the new mic set up. I hope it sounds better than just a headset one. If there are any issues there, please let me know. Alrighty. Hey, Katie. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's a bit more or less treble, a bit more bass, a bit more my real voice. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, I think I closed it and I can't, I mean, I can't do multitasking, so I'm looking up something while trying to talk. It doesn't work that good. It's reconnecting to chat all the time. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's probably one of those wireless issues there. Let's see what that means. I mean, stream seems to be continuously going on, but I'm keeping on getting the... If you guys get some kind of breaks or something, let me know also. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get me a new cable probably really soon. Where did I put that setup? Let me see. I can still find it. Looking for a specific picture I had there. Could have been that one. Just give me a sec here. How's everybody been going? Besides the trouble I've been having. How's the week so far? It's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. It is still not much left of it, but it's still partially Thursday for me. Other guys had a good week, better week than I had. Anything extraordinary happen? You guys want to share with us? If not, I'll just keep on looking for what I was looking for. I actually have an offline version of Foundry, and I was hoping to redo it here because that was a beautiful setup there for the initial required items like what are those blue and gray ones? I keep forgetting the names of those. That network issue totally threw me off, as you notice. Give me a sec. In the meantime, like I said, if anyone wants to share how their week was, or share with us how their week was, feel free to. Otherwise, I'd say we just get into it. I don't know, we didn't get all that far last time. We had the initial factories for the first two root elements. I don't think we even had power set up there yet. That would be something we'd have to pick up next. We got a long way to go to actually get some kind of real materials. There's also some neat features we want to get, like jetpack abilities, but that's way off in the future. And due to the unfortunate delay today, I'm afraid we're probably not going to make it there. Yeah. Anyways, now that I actually have a voice, I can at least say hello to everybody here, if I can get my Windows back set up. So we got more or less. Who did we have join? We had Monster here in the beginning, helping me out with the modem and stuff like that. Tenshel, welcome in. Gotti, thanks for all the help. Thanks for joining Discord and trying supporting me at least morally there with the issues I had. Even as you said, it wasn't a direct help, but at some point I came at like, let's just try this out. Uncle B, not sure if you're even around still, if it's your time. But also thanks for joining in at least for a short time. Thanks Stream Elements for keep telling me that I've been gone live for like 20 times tonight. So if that counts towards Twitch for something, I definitely got my streams this month. Yeah. Pixel, I think is pretty much back to worky. Might show in again sometime. Looks more like he's back to work actually right now. And did I miss somebody? Slice Mister, welcome in. I think I already welcomed you, and Glickman and Katie. Thank you guys for showing in and holding out with all the issues I've been having tonight. I hate it. I love it when it works. I hate it when it doesn't. Who doesn't? But that's the thing about it. Sticking to it, actually troubleshooting and finding out a solution for it. It looks like we got a solution. The only solution I don't have right now is actually finding that screenshot I had prepared for me to get on with the setup. But we can get into the game. We can load up a game. We got the offline version. We got the Let's Play version. Let's load that in. I think the last state was it actually. See how far we got. New products attic. Huh? Products to sell. I don't think we got a Galaxy yet, but yeah. Do we even have game sounds? Sounds pretty quiet for me. Check here. Okay. I'm just not monitoring it, but I think you guys have game sounds in the background. Could be I've set it down a bit. Yeah, I did push it down. Push it up a bit again. Because I might be actually uploading this to YouTube and stuff like that, so I don't want any kind of Spotify. Begin the issues with Spotify that even these DMCA free music has been registered as restricted music, so we'll have in-game music. If the sound's okay, let me know. If it's too quiet, too loud. If I'm too quiet, too loud. So it's always helpful if you guys tell me. So yeah, we really did. We got a full mountain ahead of us. Oh my god, this is actually it is pretty terrible, this landscape here. It is calming, isn't it, Katie? It just goes on like some kind of meditation music. Meditative music. Just tell me to shut up so you can listen to music. We actually got an ocean out here. It's pretty cool. Just build flat across the ocean because we only need one layer basically for a few points. The only problem we have is actually getting through this mountain at an early point. It is. I mean, you got like your blocks here. Yeah. If I let's see, what can I do? If I deconstruct the block, it's gone. It's from that point of view, it's block oriented. Turn the sound down for itself. I don't hear myself talking. So you deconstruct blocks. I mean, in the end effect, you construct stuff out of other stuff. So you, maybe not yourself, that your machines or robots do it for you, but from the stuff that you deconstruct here, build up, like over here you have your farms for, I can remember the names. It's called Technum and Xenoferrite. Technum, Xenoferrite. I'm gonna actually have to write that down so I stop embarrassing myself what they're called. And those are the raw materials, at least for the first third of the game, where you create stuff out of it. Like these Technum rods, you create out of Technum ore, the Technum Xenoferrite plates, you create out of Xenoferrite ores. You can do it per hand. I mean, I can like here, you need Xenoferrite plates and Technum rods to create building blocks. Building blocks are these things down here. The metallurgy, you have the plates themselves and the rods themselves. You need the ore rubble and the Xenoferrite ore rubble for the plates and the Technum ore rubble for the rods. That looks weird. I can write. Okay, I guess that's true. What I can make are the building blocks. I guess I need actually at least smelters to melt the ore rubble into these plates and rods. So we have either the opportunity for the very, very, very beginning, whereas I thought that was a starting pod that we landed with. If you guys watched the last one, you have the possibility for the very, 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 very beginning. You can put the stuff like the Technum ore in here, and the pod lander will transform then into rods in the xenoferrite rubble to initially create some xenoferrite plates. So it's a very bad transfer rate. I think it's a 1-to-1 or something like that. And sooner or later, we're already at that point. I think we are really early here. You can make these smelters. It's a smelter. We have no power because we have no power. Because we have no power. Because our next job, as you can see up here on the right, in the top right, you have different tasks, and our next task would actually be to research a burner generator so we can transform basically trees and plants and stuff like that into biomass, and with this biomass we can actually use these burner generators for energy. And all these builder plates here, all these building blocks, then transform, if they are connected to each other, the energy that is created by one of those burner generators. And I had that question if it is multiplayer. I think it is co-op, and once again I'd actually have to look it up in Steam, and Steam tells me that this is, on the store page, actually online co-op, which probably means up to 4 players, I'm guessing. It's a LAN co-op, but okay, who's coming over to visit me to be in a LAN? I doubt anybody. But there is also a online co-op, so I'm guessing around 4 players or something like that can play together on the online co-op variant. It doesn't say how many players can actually yeah. Go here. No. Doesn't say how many. But you can also just look it up on Steam yourself. I bought it on Steam quite a while back. I might suggest, unless it's worth it to you guys, feel free to buy it now. But it does cost around 30 bucks or 30 euros. This game is still in early access, and it definitely is in early access because from the last time I played it, last year somewhere, and now a lot of things changed. So they are really active with this game. It's not one of those games that just died out or something like that. They are actively implementing new features all the time. The last update actually came today or so. Look, news. Where's the news page of this? Small update. No, this was the 15th. There was an hotfix to the last update. The update actually was on the 14th. Yeah, there was a big update on update 2.1 that went live on July 14th. And so they are really active. The actual update for the version 2, let's say, came out in May, and on and so on and so forth. I like it. It's, if you want to compare it to Minecraft, yeah, it's a Minecraft 5.0 compared to the vanilla Minecraft, because you got all these factories in there. You might compare it to a Minecraft mod padded, something like that. Yeah, okay. So what we need to do is, it says as the next task, research burner generator. So what do we have actually? Why did I set all this up? If I could only remember. So what we're going to do is see, can we create a burner generator? Looks like we have enough materials. Those stuff that show up as yellow will have to be created through intermediate stuff, like the electronic components, but it'll do that automatically. So let's create, let's say, 2 of these. As you see, there's a little circle turning here. That's the intermediate products it has to create. Some copper coils and then the electronic components. The wire coils, and then out of the wire coils and the technum rods we have, it can create the electronic components. And while I've been talking, it actually created them for us, so we can now try to place them. Let's put them in the short bar. Let's place them here and here. And what they want now is biomass. Now, I've been a bit lazy with the biomass, so we should maybe head out and do some nature deconstruction here. Don't worry, you can always plant new trees, because from time to time you actually get your seeds. So if you take one of those seeds that you have and you can have a green thumb and just replant them, they're not totally destructing nature. What I'm doing now is just collecting some biomass. We can actually get some energy system up and running. The world is endless, as far as I know. I've never tried to find out completely what's the thing about endless. But as far as I read, that is similar to Minecraft. Just keep on going. I don't think we have those zoning issues, or what they're called, chunk issues, like in Minecraft, where if you're too far away it just doesn't work anymore. I think then it actually still keeps calculating at least. You might not see it, but it does actually calculate what it is producing then. Even if you're somewhere and you got something like a map, you can move over, be somewhere way up there, and it'll still produce whatever you've got set up here. Not like Minecraft, unless you have some kind of chunk loaders from mod packs or something like that, that will say, yeah, please keep on producing even if you're 10,000 blocks away or something. So we didn't make much, but at least a little bit of biomass, so we can get actually some energy. And just use this automatic download. See, it's starting to smoke. Not that green, but with that, these guys have energy or power now. We can actually see what's going on. As we can see from the last time, it did already produce the maximum amount of, let's say for the plates it's 200. Is it Euro -9? I don't know. I only know Euro 6D temp, and I don't think it's even compliant with that. I don't think it's even Euro 2. Oh, maybe Euro 2. Look at the smoke. It's kind of whitish. Yep. This is what we can do here, because we don't actually need the raw material here. We can just here say automatically unload whatever you need for this factory, and that is, for example, here the 20 xenoferrite. I just click here and it'd say, okay, I'll take whatever you got, get rid of that. Same thing we're going to do over here for the bluish xenum, technum, and just place whatever we got in the inventory, so we got a little bit of space. We can get space over time, but for that we're going to have to do some research, and for research we're going to need a bit of room here where we can get a main board, a main line going. Because the solution I'm gonna show you guys is gonna be a main bus where everything is extruded from the main line over here, like you can see here. This is the main line going over here, extracting the xenoferrite rubble, and then returning the product actually back to the bus. That's how this line is going to be extending more or less in this direction over here, the more items we get. we start creating. We might be adding 1 or 2 items on this line in the long term. Additional stuff that we maybe find, like here an unknown resource, who knows what that is. Ignium, we already know what that is. We know that we can use that for... Do we know that yet? We don't know that yet. We know that ignium exists, but we have no idea what it's for. Yep, exactly, ignium ore, but from the gain point of view, we have no idea what it's used for. We can't actually create anything out of that. For that, we're gonna need... Why does it say research? Oh, I get it. Might be behind or ahead of myself. I'm not sure. So it does say research burner generator. Research. So we got here a research tree. I'm surprised we were able to research basic. Oh, that's why we built this. Now I get it. An assembler. We already got a research interface. And this assembler, I'm guessing, was responsible. I wonder why it lost that. To more or less manually, to make a short fast forward, to manually create science packs. These science packs are required for the very first level of researches. And if we look at the research tree has a few things in there that we can actually research. We can look at the tree itself, or we can look down here on the bottom left where we see what we can research next, what we cannot research yet, because there's some prerequisites there, and at the very bottom, what we have already researched. So this is so far the smallest list, because we're just at the beginning, right? So it did ask us to research burner generators. For burner savers, time savers, I'm reading and speaking. I told you I'm not multitasking capable. The burner generators are then actually required. As you can see, we cannot see. So, from the looks of it, we have no prerequisites. This is the burner generator. We have everything that is required by it. The only thing we need is somehow to get 20 science packs. So we're going to enqueue it at least. Now, for 20 science packs, the only solution we have so far, for the moment, I mean, we could try to enhance the main bus, but for the moment, we could just try and create, what do we say, 20? That makes 100 machinery parts and 80 technum rods. I mean, technum rods we already have automated. We actually already have plenty of them in our inventory. Now we just have to try and get, what did I say, 100? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90, 100. So 100 machinery parts. Add them plus the... Well, actually, we can already set it to machinery parts. Manage the inventory. What was splitting? I think there was those type of... Oh, there it is. The shift right mouse click so we can actually get the 80. Don't waste anything. 80 rods. That's a bad thing. If you click on change recipe, it doesn't just say, okay, if you don't change it, it doesn't do nothing. No, if you click on change recipe, it actually erases what's set. And it erases everything already in inventory. Kind of sucks. Manage inventory. So it wants We don't want to create that. We want to create that. And to create these, that is very small written. To create these science packs, we need the machinery parts and the technobots. What we calculated, we need 20 science packs, meaning we need 100 machinery parts. We got them. We need 20 times 4, 80 technobots. So what we can do is manage the inventory and manually just import it for the moment, the required elements. And as we can see, it starts actually creating, and it does take a while. It does take. So if anybody's got any good jokes for the moment, just to fill the time. Because the next step will then be, I mean, for the moment we got these not very green burners that are burning through tree biomass. But then we'll be using ignium, setting up an ignium farm. Now have a look with the scanner where it actually is. You see on the scanner on the right, there's something here. There's a green spot that is basically cast. Exactly. We have an xenoferrite ore that is being extracted with these robots. And we have the tech one over here. Technum ore. These robots are taking care of that. They're just full right now, that's why the conveyor belt is full, that's why they're pretty lazy right now. And the next thing will actually be, you can see the third spot. Do you see it on the, I don't know, here? You see there's another spot over there, and you see it on the screen. Is actually the ignium. That's the next ore concentration we're going to try to get to, because that will actually then power our burner generators that we will be creating shortly, as soon as research for burner generators. As we can see here, research is active but nothing is happening. There's nothing happening. So there's nothing going on. Okay. So they changed something once again. The last time I showed you guys, items were actually, if they were placed directly to each other, transferred from the assembler to the research station. They actually changed that, so we're going to have to transport that ourselves, and to do that, I hope we have stuff invented. So we need some loaders / unloaders. And with those we can basically, very short conveyor belt line. This is all just temporary. Sorry. Rule number 1 when you're doing factory games like this, get familiar with deconstructing everything. Everything you've set up. At some point, you're most likely going to deconstruct it. But for the moment, it gets us to the point. I'm going to do a very short conveyor line here. From here to here. That works that way. I don't like the way that turns. I'm going to do one more out. There. Here, that looks better. It didn't work quite that great because it did a weird turn there. And what we're going to do is change this from intake, take a look, intake to output, and it suddenly takes out those that have been created here. We're down to 0 now over there. This one already has 3 in there and furthermore waiting. And now it's actually starting with researching the burner generator. Because once we get that set up, in the meantime, I'm talking too much again, but in the meantime we could theoretically set up a pipeline over to the ignium ore. As I said, we are generating energy and everything that is connected. This is basically a what's it called? A building block. Each of these building blocks, if they're all connected to each other, and that's what I try to keep a focus on, transfers the energy that is being created here. And as you can see on the grid stat, we're not producing that much. We could theoretically produce more, as you can see here. So we're producing 339 kilowatt. That is currently being completely consumed by the assemblers, the loaders, the researcher, and the space station terminal, even though he's not really doing anything, but it does consume. But it's not the max capacity. The max capacity would be somewhere over here. I don't think you can actually directly see where max capacity is. You could calculate it maybe. What can? Okay, here's like max output is 600, so we could do 1200 kilowatt output 2 gigawatt. So we're still pretty okay. 1.2 megawatt to 340 that we're actually using right now. We're safe for the moment. Even if we now add more, what are these actually called? Drone miners, not robots, drones, yeah. If you add another drone, 1 or 2 for getting that ignium over there, we should still be fine. And by that time, as said, we should have ignium, if I weren't talking so much, we could actually have ignium already set up. So what I'm going to do is try to make another 2 lines over here. Not so happy that they're going under and over everybody here. Rather like... welcome to this tutorial of Foundry. I'm glad I can help you, Log, Anmel1. Welcome in. Take a seat, have a good time, enjoy it. This isn't the way, it is one way to play the game, it's just one way to explain it. Another way would actually be to set up separate factories for everything, like you have fully compound areas for, what could I say, I'm not going to reveal too much what comes on later, but maybe different kinds of robots or something like that, or, I mean, if you look up in the sky, you might have already seen it, you got something up there. Weird, it's a space station, and the progress we've made already so far, you can actually take a look at the space station. You got a lot of information going on here. Stuff you can repair all the way up to some kind of orbital laser, and we can't see it, but we can see it that there's something like galactic market, so I doubt this broken thing will stay broken. Maybe you can fix it somehow. And if you fix it, maybe you can interact with the galaxy map, the galactic market. We have some kind of finances, so we're going to probably be either producing something that we're selling to the galaxy, or at least to the galactic market, or also maybe buying from the galactic market or the galaxy. You know? So we are a bit away from that because we're actually maybe 5 or 6 hours into the game, but effectively maybe only 2 hours of actual progress so far because I'm a chatterbox sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I lose my voice due to that, I just noticed. Well, maybe you could have already been further than that, but that's the way it is. Trying to explain what I find important details, like I said, that might be missing from the tutorial. If they were there, they help. It helps to know that stuff. You don't have to know it. I mean, I found it out without having that information. I think I actually played it without an actual tutorial. I don't want to lie. Not that somebody says, "Oh, you did have a tutorial or something." I don't think I actually had one. I just started out with whatever the version. I think it was 1 point. Was it even 1 point something when I started? And I by far do not say what am I doing with planes here? It's too early. It's just the way I build my factories. Like I said, it's a bus solution where everything goes back into a main line. It does get tedious later on, especially once you get like let's say 40, 50 different kinds of products. So you have 40, 50 things in line, and now you have something like a mountain coming up, or you have to make sure that these building blocks are there everywhere. And alone here, you already have a layer blocking. Now you could go up a layer, or you try to keep it clean. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it yet. It could be boring when I start doing something like this.
That's a lot of new technology. The recently unlocked burner generator will be crucial to automate energy generation. You can send ignium ore from drone miners right into it. It's also more efficient.
Thank you, Carl.
Our next task is a big one. It's time to make some profits. According to our corporate strategy document, there is a very simple transport robot design we can make with our limited technology. This transport bot shall be our first product.
Thank you, C3.
Yes, I know. We need to get it to the station to sell it. For that, we'll use shipping pads. Spaceships can land there to transport items between the planet and the station. We will need to buy our first spaceship. We still have some Firmalite stored on the station, which is the galactic currency. A broken hangar? All right, we'll have to repair it before we can buy a ship. Operator, you know how station upgrades work. Let's go.
Thank you, Carl. Yeah. Interrupting me was my part. What I was saying, this can get tedious and it might get boring. I mean, for the moment it's pretty slow. Later on it gets a bit faster if you explore the stuff and speed faster. Drilling. But it's still tedious. Yeah. Anyways, what does it want from us? It wants us to research transport bots. Now the thing is with transport bots, the way I set up the factory is somewhere down and beyond that mountain if we take into account how I set up my factories. Coming in, taking up, what is this, 6, 7, 8, taking up 8 rows. Next one will be, I don't know yet, probably these plates. We get them automated. Next one will be these conveyor belts. By the time we get to the transport bots, we're gonna need quite some material for that. Let's see if we. Okay, of course we don't have it yet because we have to actually research it. We can also shortcut it with a G. The G says here transport bots requires a shipping pad. Shipping pad requires xenophoride plates. We have that. Machinery parts, we don't have the automation of that yet. Electronic components, we don't have the automation of that, nor the raw material that it requires, the wire core. Well, actually, we don't have to automate this because the shipping pad itself will be 1, 2, 3 times thing. But then we get to the transport bots themselves. Center ferrite plate, we have that. Machinery parts I just said we don't have. And electronic parts because of the wire and electronic components itself. So we need at least 1, 2, 3, 4 factories more. Or maybe I'll do this version a bit the other way around and actually get to the transport bots as fast as possible. Yeah. So we were at 4 plus maybe 1 more for the ignium factory. So we actually have energy because as you can see, we're already dropping here from the 100 I already dropped in, we're already down to 64. Basically because we have passive energy elements like here the space station doing nothing and it still requests, like here at least here the space station terminal requires 50 kilowatts. The loaders might require it because they are hopefully doing something quite complicated. That is weird. Think of energy. Well, I guess that's just the way it is. Yep. We're just there waiting and using energy. It's like those little red lights on your television. So please unplug your television at night. Yeah. Anyways. Let's see if we can get over there. There's somewhere over here. What I like holes. I think we've deconstructed some permanent, so let's use some permanent stuff. Look a bit nice. So okay. So let's see if we can get over to the ignium. That is still. We're at 13 minus 9 and it's at 6. Oh, there's still a bit of the way. Good thing we can use the time and deconstruct more biomass. Create more biomass by deconstructing trees. There are trees. Seeds. Get another tree. From the cold footprint green. That's good. We're just gonna make this quick and dirty just to get over there to the ignium. And why am I not just heading over there? As I already mentioned, we do want to have some power along the way because the drone miners, as you can see, requires power consumption. It says a maximum power consumption of 200 kilowatt. It's hopefully something we don't need. But yeah, otherwise I wouldn't know how to get the power over there unless we do some kind of manual interaction, creating more of those manual power creators. Well, actually with the ignium we could have a self-supportive energy creator there, so it mines ignium, sends it to its own power supply, and then we just do a conveyor back to the main bus. But just to keep the pattern similar to as we have otherwise. Have the power supply from the main bus. I'm going to do it this way that we actually transport. It's kind of like transporting the energy from the main bus over to whatever we're planning on mining, no matter what it is. In this case it is ignium, but otherwise it could be whatever comes up in the future. I'm not going to be doing too much with it. So how far do we have to go? There's a lot of trees. We're getting there, we're getting there. Keep on going, keep on going. Trees. ish stuff here. House for the moment, but we still need manual energy creation. You might be wondering why I'm avoiding these rocks. I haven't found a usage for that yet. Somebody might say, oh my god, they're so useful. But, I don't need them. That's why I'm undermining them. So everything that you undermine, sorry, little tree, but I can use you as a guinea pig. So if I do the block underneath one of these plants, then it just, is that right? Boom. Then whatever's on top of it just kind of is destroyed. Yeah. Or plant lives so long and it's worth nothing. And since, like I said, since I haven't actually found a real cause or usage for these rocks, except maybe decorative, but that's not quite my thing to make decorative houses. Anybody that's up for it, go for it. You can. Yeah, well, no, we have anything yet, but you might have saw it in the research tree. You got this placed on the right. Do we have anything yet here that, or am I exposing something already too early? No, we got decor, the decoration stuff, yeah, and that basically uses sometimes this rock. Otherwise, like I said, I personally haven't found any real usage for that rock that comes out of deconstructing those rocks. Insufficient items. I think we have enough for items. Maybe we can make a few more. At least maybe we can make actually over two. Okay. We can either demolish accidentally. I created too many of these building blocks. Now we have the possibility to actually Shift F, as you can read there, to bulk demolish. Just set a line, and you don't have to deconstruct the position itself. I don't know. Do plants and trees regrow? As far as I know, no. Yes and no. As in, you have. Oh, sorry about the break. Oh wait. I'm not sure if Block Admiral 1 is actually following yet, or if it's up yet. No, he's not sub. Since he asked the question, I'll give him a chance to answer. So. Okay. Sorry about that, Log Admiral 1. I'll be back again. Do plants and trees. Yeah, that's why I waited, except for the ads. Sorry about the ads, I set them to the minimum. So trees, do they regrow or not? Well, not by themselves, but you do from time to time get these forest seeds. These forest seeds later on might actually have some more importance. Before the moment, you can take those seeds. And in the same area, unfortunately I don't have a different area, but like here, a forest seed or a forest seed. Okay, they're called the same. Oh, that's a plant and that's a tree. If you're in a forest, you can use those seeds and just happily replant those happy accidents that might have happened that you built, deconstructed the tree that you loved. Take the seed, replant it, be happy. But other than that, when you deconstruct, sounds so rough. That's basically what it is. The tree is gone. The earth, the planet, the world here has no memory that there was actually a tree. Let's get ourselves over there. Way longer than it should. Before I did that, I'm just going to show you, in case you guys are planning on doing maybe it's slightly different. If you don't want to keep it in an absolute straight line, you say, I want to go up here and just keep on going up there. This, for example, will not work. Why will it not work? Well, because these building blocks that transport energy actually have to be completely connected to each other. So if you take a look here and take out the earth blocks, it's not really connected to each other. So if you want the power to be transported along the way, even if you change heights, you'd actually have to do something like this. So it is really a connection like this. In that way, the power will continue to be transported along the way. Just as a memory, the actual plan to, not like I'm doing in the circumference, what do you call it, in the more effortful way to keep everything on absolutely a single line, but you're actually using the terrain. You have to make sure that these power plates, whatever you want to call them, power plate building blocks are connected absolutely. Also do something like that or whatever, or going around. It has to be somehow completely connected with each other. Not. That's one way to imagine it. Log animal one. I'll just call you one or log. Yeah, this is not enough. As you can kind of imagine, yeah, it might connect underneath there if I look under there, but actually it doesn't. So it has to be a real connection, copper to copper, copper line to copper line. That's a good way to imagine it. Yep. Get rid of this. Actually under F. Yeah, it's not too far. 120. Yeah, 127. We're at 133. If you look at the top left, you see our coordinates: 77 minus 36, 133. And that thing is at. Stand right on top of it. Yeah. Basically just like 6 blocks underneath us. That is... reminds you of the copper transistor lines. Yeah, kinda, yeah. That's more or less like it. Yeah, it looks similar to that. So there's different ways. If we were already far enough with our research. Why don't we have any kind of research? I missed something. Okay, what happened? Nice speed. Welcome in, guys. What were you guys playing? Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, right. can't see you. That will be. Everything else that came in, I think you guys couldn't hear me because I was way up. Okay, I was thinking I had the headset on. Oh well. Yeah. I gotta get used to having a stationary mic. I think you guys didn't hear me. Well, anyways, welcome in. It's great if you follow my channel. Feel free, yeah. I love every follower here, and yeah, I got a few things to get used to as well. I was saying thanks to Nige. I was away from the microphone, still talking. I don't think you guys heard me. I am doing a quick stand-up break, stretching and hydrating. I suggest you all to do the same. I don't think you guys actually got that from over where I was standing. I'll be back in a few minutes to let you guys watch this. Is there anything to watch here? Well, you can watch the beautiful butterflies here. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Nige, have a good night. I don't think I'm not sure if you got that. And everybody else that came in from Nige's stream, welcome in. Take a seat. Have a great time. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. And yes, a posture check would be good. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Much better. Yeah, I was like over at the window talking for 5 minutes, and then I remembered, oh my god, I'm not using the headset microphone, so you guys are probably not even hearing what I'm saying. So sorry about that. I gotta get used to using one of these semi-professional ones now that it's actually working. I think my voice is still non-pubertish, so I think it was a actual issue with the old computer I had. Yeah, it's a fail. I hope it's not a fail to the microphone, but a fail to me. Yeah. I think I still have the stream flagged as testing stream, so I'm Still learning stuff there. So yeah. I don't sound like an 8-year-old. Okay, 8-year-olds aren't in puberty as far as I know. As long as I don't sound like a 13-year-old. Yeah. But thanks for the sub. Thank you very much for the support. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Hmm. Quick hydrate. So where were we? I don't know where I stepped out of the microwave. Yeah, it looks like it. The Canadians are really quick. They're in a hurry. Might be the cold weather. I don't know. Yeah, bit of a hurry. Actually, cold weather would make them go slower, wouldn't it? At least my plants do. So, we were trying to actually get to this ignium down below us. That was actually a failure to create this here. Let's get rid of this. I wish we could actually get rid of the earth stuff. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. That's actually one of the negative parts, if there are any to this game, that you have to manually remove all the stuff. That can, I mean, this is just a bit, but I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Remove earth and dirt and everything. And that can get tedious very fast. So what we're doing now here is actually making room, because we saw that the ignium is somewhere right below us. And what we want to do is free the space here so we can set up some drones that can mine the stuff and get us some ignium back over to the main bus. Because we do not want to, and I'm afraid that the biomass that we've provided is probably already used up due to all the talking I've done. Let's have a look. But I'm betting 99% it's already used up. Fortunately, we've already created more. We can add more in there. So if we had any kind of research going, which we don't, which we will start up now because the next task is actually to research transport bots. Repair, buy small, place this, configure that. Okay, so next thing it wants from us is to research the transport bots. That's this one here. We got all the pre-requirements. Ignium. And now we can actually research that. Requires 20 science packs. The issue we have, though, is, of course, we do not have this automated, so we need another 100 of those. Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. First of all, let us get some energy automation there, so we don't have to actually destroy the world here just for energy. And welcome to Mustix. I'm guessing you came along. You're not? Gotta come along with my thing. Welcome in, U6. How you doing? This is a more spontaneous stream tonight. I usually don't stream during the week, but since I'm not here this weekend, I thought I'd offer you guys at least something today. Because I love Foundry. It's one of those what do you call the genre? Building, setup, construction, simulation, factory games? I think factory games is a good word. Minecraft-ish games. As you can see at the beginning, they're very cute. But we're starting to see weird stuff. And that is actually the ignium that we're looking for. Or energy processing, energy generating, what's it called? burner generator that requires ignite flame. Let this go in here. Just free up a bit of space here so we can see the top layer. Music was actually the one to get me back on Foundry, so if you don't like what you see and blame it on music. No, don't blame it on him. It's my fault because I love this game. It's maybe my second most played game. I don't want to place numbers here, but it is at least one of the games I really, really like. Because you can do a lot of automation there, and I love stuff you can automate, optimize in the automation, and. Enough. One more. So what I'm doing is basically making a base for our drones. Like I said, make sure it is connected. This would not be connected because we're missing the spot. That one freed. So those copper wires are actually connecting. See, they would be connecting if I place it there. We got this line completely connected to this line, but we can't actually place a, you call it a slope. Yeah. So you need actually 2 spots there. Oh, that's not enough. It's not enough. I already see that it's not enough. There, let's move this back a bit. I'll show you why in a second. No matter how far we go back. Fall in, you can actually up on the sides. You can't jump on a 2-sided wall. And on one-sided. Just make it prettier. Other sides are okay. This side work from there, but I want one. So that should have our slope going upwards when we transport it back. Yeah. Make sure this is our foundation. Make sure we have another room for another slope. Now, before I try to look for the right item in here, I can just copy something I've already placed with the hue as a default setting for that. So I can just say, okay, I'd like to create another one of those. Place that there. Let's see if we can get this set up down here. What we need now is a drone miner, at least one. So that's done. You see on the bottom left, the intermediate material is being created. Wire and whatever that is. Wire coil and electronic components. And then, when it has all that, you can actually make one of those drone miners. We have it on the spot 5, so not bad. 8. So no matter where we place it, we only have 17 mineable ores here, 20 mineable ores here. We will notice over time when it starts mining, it will empty out the area here, but we got the settings pretty high of how much ore is in there. So it'll take quite a while for it to actually deconstruct one of these blocks. That says no power. I'm wondering why it says no power. Either it already ran out of power again. If that's the case, kind of good because that's actually what we're working against to create power. Otherwise, we got it. Well, it's still got enough biomass, so we got some kind of different issue here going. That we probably forgot to welcome in Kev's Sim Corner and welcome in Phalo. How's it going? How's it going? Sorry, I saw you come in, Kev. I was just in the middle of a sentence and I forgot to greet you. We got some kind of braking circuit here. Some kind of braking circuit. And it looks like this should be a continuous line. Or it's exactly braking. Somewhere we have an incontinuity. What a word? Somewhere the line is broken. Now forget you, I just forgot to greet you. I believe this could be the spot that we actually... What I was trying to explain and actually did myself. As you can see here, there's an I'll just call it incontinuity. It's such an interesting word. You got the copper lines going up to here, but you don't have any connection between the one there and the one here. So with that, if we place one of those building blocks there, you will see suddenly that we are good at explaining, but terrible at showing. We got another issue here. It's not continuing there. Place one there, and now we suddenly see we got power. And with that power, these drones suddenly start mining. We suddenly got ignium ore rubble. Ignium ore rubble is very good. That is not endless, but very close. Okay, now we gotta get the ignium out of the drone miners. And give me 1 second. 1 second. Alright, back. Sorry about that. Yeah, now we got to get the ignium ore out of the miner and onto back to our bus. For that, again, we need one of these called, oops, we need a loader slash unloader from the miner. Get it onto our belt, and suddenly it stops. Let's go ahead. By continuing this line, we will just go back all the way there. Have to actually create a few more or get that ignium. See, it's turning yellow, so we don't have enough. We do have a bit more material for a few more, but I'm afraid we got. Fortunately, we have some beginner factories here. Like we got plenty of rods, but then the two blades. Pick up a few more, but like I said, for the beginning, it's all a bit manual labor, but over time. What's the saying in factory games? If you can automate it, automate it. That's where we're headed. You guys probably already saw this, but look at this mess. What's going on here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Of course it has to go. It has to go in the same direction. In a directional error there. Want it, of course, to go that direction. Ignium. All the way. This is a bit weird to build here. One layer up. Let's do laziness. Mine is actually down here. But anyways. Clear this out. Only reason I'm doing this is so if we land out here, we actually have something built here, like on this side. We can't just run over and run against it. It gets stuck. We have to go from this side and run and actually get out. Not just do an extra line. Mistake of it. It's resistant. Conveyors, so for now, by hand, create a few more conveyors. Cautious light. Ignium going here. And what we actually want to do is get a space prepared to actually create some power. And once we have that, we don't have to worry about the biomass anymore. Burden up here for nothing, we aren't actually doing anything very much. It is creating some of the ignium back there, but other than that, it's just that little red light on your television. Says. So let's try to get ourselves a spot. This spot we're going to use, let's say, let's say, maybe from here. I think we can already, yeah, we already have burner generators. Burner generators are, let's make a few. Not sure if they're 2x2 or 3x3. Doesn't matter quite yet. Depends just where we continue from now. What we want is to have a line going from the ignium in there. How do you pick something off from the bus? I actually showed that the last time, but you have these splitters, conveyor balancers, and you have these, which we've been using already today, slopes. We want a slope there, we want to split the main line there, have a balancer here. As you can see, it more or less always goes half left, half right, but it's not always one left, one right, one left, one right. What if right is already full, we don't continue. No, it just balances more or less out. And if it has equal amount, it equally separates them. If the right side is full already, then everything goes on to the left side. That I hope we have the. That's already starting the burners. Got a couple of burners there. These are actually dang big. They're really wow. Okay, I didn't expect them to be that big. I guess that's the way it is. Oh, what the word? Anyways, it is. It is. So we got the ignium, we got the burners. Now we can just take ignium, pass it on into the burners, and they're now basically burning the material we're mining over there. With that, our grid now, suddenly, if you remember where we were earlier, we were somewhere here around 30% and something with the power creation compared to consumption. Now the power creation to what we could actually produce is far lower. But we're pretty safe for a pretty bit of a time because this guy can create 1.8 megawatt compared to this burner guy, the maximum of 600 kilowatts. Basically, three times the amount, and there's no manual effort there unless our ignium runs out, which can happen. I mean, we're mining this stuff. We don't see it quite yet. Nothing else actually mined a full block yet, mainly due because I set the setting so high, and I explained so much. But sooner or later you'll see blocks disappearing, just as if something like this. This could have been one, and now it's gone. That's what's going to happen to this over time. If I had left it at normal, I'm pretty sure several blocks had already been removed, and we'd have to already start considering where to get the next resources. If we're not lucky, we might get into trouble. Because right now, as you can see, what I'm scanning the area here without scouting out, all we have is basically this technum and this xenophire that we can use. This one is an unknown depth because we can't dig that deep, I'm guessing. Yeah, we'd be in trouble pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, we can have a look, and here's basically a river, here's more water. That's actually pretty good with the water. Maybe bad with the mining, I mean, especially if there's some kind of ore right underneath the water. It's a bit confusing. How do you stop the water from flowing into the mine? I mean, we can find that out, but yeah. The unfortunate part is we have no idea yet because we haven't done exploring. I mean, Phaedo, get on the server, get on the co-op server and start exploring. You can try exploring the whole world. It's endless. Might be busy for a while. But for the moment, I'm just... Yeah, so we got a very, very, very basic initial production of fundamental boards and rods, and now we're autark or self-sufficient more or less with energy, at least for a while. What we're missing now is, of course, for our research, that will be one of our next tackles, is to get these science packs, and as we saw in the research board, there is a bit more to do, and if you already read up here, you see if I can find it. It goes up to level 4. 4. There's a 5. I think 4 is the highest. And this requires, so we can actually hit. God, where is it? There. If you can, we can actually hit the science pack. We need quite a bit other stuff. This is really involving. This takes a while. I mean, this game isn't over in like 5 hours or something. The offline version I've been playing is now maybe 30 hours old or something like that, and I've just gotten to level 3. That's not saying you can't be faster. It has to do with my play style. But to get everything that is required before, and also the transporters, whatever that was mentioned, like here, it wants us to create transport bots or research it, sometimes soon configure the shipping pad to deliver the transport bots to the station. That's actually where we're heading to, and that actually is what took me personally, due to my casual play style, around 25-30 hours. So there's quite a bit to do, because after that, it still goes on. The tree is long, and unfortunately I can't show it to you yet, but there is a whole galactic system then behind that. We can't even imagine what's behind there. As I said, I was gonna get you guys at least to ignium, so you're at least producing energy, so if this stuff runs out, so we're not actually doing really anything right now, we're not creating anything, but it's still using up energy, so we don't have to continuously come back. I might use these up, I might just store them. Possibility of creating some kind of storage as a hope. Already you have some miniature containers or crates where you can just store this, because we might need this later on for different reasons. But for the moment, this is gonna have to do. I was gonna plan on streaming longer, as in starting earlier, but as I mentioned, unfortunately there were those weird issues. I hope it's just a network cable issue and not the computer and the network connector there, the RJ45 connector, because that computer is really new and not the cheapest. I'm hoping it is really just a network cable. I'm gonna have to look into that, and if it is, I'll just get a new one or just keep on going. It looks kind of like it's pretty stable now, so maybe I'll just keep on going wireless. Who knows? Connecting to the router wireless, it's only like 3 feet away from the router, and if you guys don't complain, I'm not complaining. It's stable enough. I'll just keep it like this. For now, we're pretty much through for today. The reason I did it on a Thursday, because, as I already mentioned, last weekend or when it was, I won't be streaming this weekend, and next weekend, try to trade off a bit. Next weekend will probably be Scotty's streaming weekend if everything works out, and I just like it. I mean, I don't want to concur against him, and if he is streaming, I'll just take the weekend off, or maybe stream along with him. Last weekend we actually did a stream together. That was pretty fun, having everybody from every stream, or from all those streams in the same stream chat. Might do that again. I don't know what Scotty thought about it. Otherwise, I'll just leave the platform with Scotty. And if I'm then here, where I am right now, the weekend after that, that would be my regular stream weekend. That's why I did this Thursday stream for you guys, just to give you some additional Foundry content. Like I said, I love this game, and I love playing it. And I was thinking, well, if I'm playing it anyways tonight, why not just stream it for you guys? Guys and gals, of course. Always. So yeah, that's it from me for today. If we find somebody. That's a coincidence. It's not quite the same. Who can I go over to? Ta-da. Exactly. Potential. It's a nice combination, yeah. I am planning at least to stream somewhere in the future, in the near future. I'd like to continue a bit with Foundry because I have the feeling I haven't shown much of the content yet, and tonight unfortunately was a bit short. A bit more how this main bus could actually then work out. I'm a bit afraid of this mountain up there because that's going to be tedious getting that out of the way without any kind of assistance. I don't know if we get the assistance yet to get that out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to just watch me deconstructing this mountain. Maybe I'll do that offline or off stream. I don't know yet. But yeah, I was then actually planning, and then somewhere up in the future session, actually doing a satisfactory, maybe perhaps also in a multiplayer version, either with the existing world or me starting a new. So that's this in maybe a even more. Well, this one's is endless. The satisfactory is actually restricted because in mine the map is handcrafted. So here you can spread out as far as you want, but satisfactory, you have to actually consider where you build your stuff. You can't just keep going on and on and on forever. But there you have different possibilities. Exactly, satisfactory. Yeah, okay. If that's a correction of Factorio, yeah, Minecraft was satisfactory. Well, it is also Factorio. I mean, it's a 2D and a bit of a 3D version. The Satisfactory, I have a feeling, is more 3D-ish. It's less Minecrafty and more Factorio, factory-like. Exactly. So yeah, that's future plans. If I get to a point where it gets too tedious, or if we're pretty much into the world where it's like, okay, this is just repetitive of creating new factories and making new items and creating new factories and using those items. If we ever get to that point, then I might actually switch then to satisfactory. Or if I just, that's the way I play games, if I get bored, I might switch there. But for the moment, this seems to be a good platform, platform, where I might stick to in the next 1, 2, 3 streams. We'll see. I'm happy for every feedback that I get. I got a Discord. If you want to head over there, and I think I got a channel somewhere there where you can actually give feedback. Always welcome. Yep, I'm already there again, and I just rambling on. Just hate going to bed and getting back to the daily job. Yeah, anyways. Have a look at the Discord. I also have YouTube where I have at least 1 or 2 videos. It's just these VODs here more or less. They're not really professionally cut. I'm a one-man show. I don't have people assisting me that have a lot of time for that. Feel free to head over to those channels, and with that, I'm gonna send you guys. I don't think you know him. Some of you might, but I'm gonna try and send you guys somebody I love to watch. It is actually a wonderful Minecraft streamer. I've watched so many of his YouTube videos. He does different kinds of mod packs. I know it's usually come from either an ATS or a flight simulator kind of stuff, but being this something totally different, I'm gonna say. Chosen Architect, some of you might actually know him. Yeah, but this really. Last I heard, he's doing actually pretty good. He was wasn't he in last Sunday's dialogue? He was there, wasn't he? So head over to Sim Caesar's channel. Fortunately, he's not streaming, otherwise he's not streaming for the moment, but he seems happy to do it with that. Keep it with that. We have support. If and when they want to go online, I think you should join him. Not stream. Who knows? He might come back someday, but for the moment, not stream. But he's doing good. So yeah, I'm gonna lead you guys over to an actual real content creating Minecraft player. Give him a hi, give him a follow if you want. I don't know if anybody actually knows me. I've been there a couple of times more lurking. With that, wish you all have a good night, have a good rest of your Thursday, nice Friday, and have a great weekend. We might see each other somewhere on somebody's stream somewhere in the world. That said, I think the raid started. No? Have a good one, guys. I could actually do something semi-professional. Okay. Thanks everyone for sticking around, even with these. Yep. Bye. I'm not gonna wait for the timer. It's not even counting down. Oh god. Come on, count down at least a second. Come on. Come on. Do it. Please count down. Now I can say it. I'm not gonna wait until it completely counts down. Stick around, stick for the raid. I'll enjoy it, he'll enjoy it. I will. Bye.